TNT is one of the most fun blocks in Minecraft, with numerous mods adding new types to the game. However, when it comes to data packs, there really aren't many that have tried adding new TNT. The three best ones I could find are all called More TNT, by the Mobo, Cheddarish, and Syllabear. There's also this WASD guy, but we'll get to that later. These three data packs are all fantastic, adding unique explosions that are fun and visually interesting. They also all feature perfectly functional TNT, so I'll be linking them in the video's description. However, TNT itself is really complicated and nuanced, so each of these packs are missing at least a couple of features that can make them emulate TNT a little bit better. Also, I should probably mention that I have immense respect for all three of these developers, so don't consider any of this as me being critical of them. But because their methods aren't quite perfect, they have left me room to make the best TNT datapack ever. So if the goal is to emulate TNT as accurately as possible, we should probably start by actually understanding what TNT even is. Well, TNT is a block, but it's also an entity. You can place it into the world as a block, and then when lit, it will become an entity that after a short time explodes. Worth noting that you are an entity, even if you have a blockhead. So what makes developing TNT so difficult? Well, for one, the motion of TNT is different than most other entities in the game. Here I've summoned each of these entities with the exact same motion, but as you can see, the TNT flies significantly further than the armor stand or the mob. TNT also flashes while it is lit, which is doable, but it does require a bit more work. When lit, TNT gets a bit of random motion, which compounds the motion issues that I mentioned earlier. TNT gets a random fuse duration if it was activated by an explosion, with it generally being shorter than when lit by the player. And every TNT datapack that I looked at did miss this detail. And finally, right before TNT explodes, it increases in size and then explodes. Now, of course, I got all of this right on my first attempt. So it turns out that the solution to all of the issues was to use the new item display entity added in Minecraft 1.19.4. We start with using the item displays to make the custom TNT blocks. Why item displays and not block displays? Because block displays aren't good for custom blocks. They work for regular blocks, but not for custom ones. So now that we have the block, we next need to do the entity side of things, which has been made surprisingly easy using a new command. The ride command lets you force an entity to ride another entity. So for example, you can make the player ride the best mob in the game, a cow. But it works for any entity. So you can ride arrows, armor stands, fireballs, pigs, and yes, even TNT. Ouch! So, with this in mind, by making our item display ride the perfectly real TNT entity, we can visually override it while taking advantage of its motion and physics. Scaling up before exploding is a really important visual indicator the TNT has, and luckily we can add it in quite easily ourselves. Item displays have scale built directly into their NBT, meaning we can set how big they should render as. So, you can make an absolutely massive model if you want to. And look, I can use it to visualize how many subscribers I have. What is really cool about this too is that you can have item displays animate from one scale to another. So before exploding, I simply tell it to grow a bit bigger, and boom, it looks awesome, and then boom, it blows up. With all of that done, all that is left is to make cool explosions. Here are a few good ones that I made. I also made some of them do something over a long duration rather than just a single explosion. And this is my very favorite TNT in the entire pack. I'll be making a video that is strictly showcasing each and every TNT in the data pack. Make sure to subscribe not to miss it. Oh, and did I mention, I made a whole TNT cannon that can shoot the custom TNT. It is rather complicated, so it really deserves its own video. Just know that it is a complex vehicle that has a ton of cool features, like dynamic camo, variable launch distance, and limited barrel elevation. Also, Mojang, this is a cannon, not a gun. So, please don't ban me. Because shooting airbursting, carpet bombing, TNT and TNT is so much less violent than a handgun. So what are you waiting for? Download now and I'll throw in 3 more TNT data packs. A $0 value can be yours with just 3 easy payments of $19.95. Download link in the video's description.